Hey you, before the video starts, consider dropping a like, a comment, and maybe consider subscribing. This really does help the channel grow. On to the video. Hey guys, it's Main here, backing up with another account review. Today we're looking at Intellectual. He was on stream for a while, had enough channel points to redeem for account review, so we're doing that account today. Just anything in particular you want to look at today, I'll just let me know in chat, and then I'll just jump through, give some general advice. I'm going to turn down the music that I have going right now since it is kind of loud. One sec. Perfect. Okay, so general account advice. Anything you want in particular, just shout out while I do the review. But generally what I'm seeing is, I see a 161 Dragon Warrior. That's a stopping point you can aim at. Depending on, I'm just going to look at random characters and see what stats you have. Drop rate 45, 35, 40, 35, 36, 34 and a half, 35-ish. Around about 40 drop rate. Damage wise, how's the damage? In low trillions. So honestly, 150, 160 is kind of a good stopping point for you right now. You can always try to push Sanctum. Pushing the Sanctum levels in the hole will give you some more drop rate. So make something for the Twitch Prime. But I mean, you're layer 28. You could push it a little bit further. It just takes a lot of active time to do so. It's not bad. You do get a little bit more drop rate doing that. You can also upgrade the measurer for getting you some drop rate here. So by spending a lot of your master rupees or green gems, can get you a lot of drop rate here. Killing more golems also helps scale the measurer bonus for this to help you get you more drop rate. So there's lots of ways you can scale it from the hole itself. It's honestly kind of one of the easier ways to scale drop rate. There's obviously also the Malay the Duck to help you scale if you do end up getting that through the event, or if you don't get that through the event, try to trade it for it if you don't have it already. There's other additional ways to scale it. Obviously, the God Shard gear if you don't have it yet, God Shard tools, the golden cakes, those ones as well. But all that to say, I think 160 is a good stopping point for your Dragon Warrior statue. Honestly, I would recommend pushing it further once you get more damage, because you'll get more multi-kill tiers on the golems. You'll have eventually more drop rate in the future when there's more sources and such. So pushing that first before trying to push Dragon Warrior to 200 isn't that bad of an idea. But 200 is kind of like I mean, it's not a hard stop really, but it's the second goal of what you want to push for. I wouldn't recommend getting on that grind until you have like maybe like 50, 60x drop rate, and you're hitting like, and you're like in the like not quadrillions but like quintillions of damage, because that's a lot of multi-kill you have. So you need to go back, scale damage sources first before you consider that. But multi-kill is one of the bigger sources of how you get more Dragon Warrior statues, so I recommend getting more damage first before you do actually scale that. So let's talk a little bit about damage. Drop rate though, for sure 75% of DK. Oh wait, hold on, you have 75x. Oh, so you have duck. Sorry, so toolbox just doesn't reflect that. So you have a lot of drop rate. So you can realistically go do some more Dragon Warrior statue that'll help you get more. But before you do that grind to 200, I think you should focus on damage first. I think damage is going to help you get more, because you'll push into higher multi-kill tiers to help you kill more Dragon Warrior statues, because multi-kill is one of the bigger sources of how you scale the drops, because it's affected by multi-kill. So damage, number one, is your number one priority. So focus on I mean, easiest way to do that is focusing on some like stat stamps. At least in this section, those stats will help you get just more damage, because it scales off the Crystal Stake artifact and sailing. It helps scale the power Try 1, Try 2, and Try 3 bubbles. Speaking of those bubbles, you can also scale those up, but probably the bigger sources of damage for you right now are going to be these base damage bubbles. It does have more diminishing returns based off of Big Meaty Claws, Quick Slap, and Name I Guess, but those bubbles still do scale kind of linearly after that, just less so from the first 300 levels. So you can spend atoms, you can get a print of the nano materials to upgrade that. So, you know, upgrading Quick Slap either hourly or I don't want to say active ES, but that's entirely possible. I would probably spend atoms on this if I were you, getting this up to 1500. And name I guess is something you can hourly click or even candy click if that's something you're into. You saw me do it on stream earlier if you were here, but that's something you can do. I also have a whole short about it. I guess, link to that if you want. David, I did see your comment. I'll get to that in just a second. But yeah, name I guess is something you can also use to scale. It's really easy to get this level up because it's something you can either hourly click, candy click, something to that effect, which you can get a lot of damage out of this. The base damage bubbles are kind of easily how you scale damage kind of early game. So I would recommend trying to level these bubbles up. Also, because you have Dragon Warrior statue now, you have a lot of boost food effect. So you are able to get a lot of soul effect. So a lot of soul gain from Dragon Warrior, from the Feasty statue, those kind of scaling together, as well as Voodoo statuification and Species Epoch. Those are kind of the big scalers for this. So all that to say, you can get some soulable Goma on your V-Man or whatever character that has soul charge. Actually, I can kind of show you a live demonstration of that. If you want to get a lot of green souls, you would obviously have Dragon Warrior statue, you would have Feasty statue, have some soul charge here, like you do see, have a bunch of soulable gum here. You see the soul gained at 3.9k%. That's again because of Dragon Warrior statue and Feasty statue. If I click on the forest souls, I do quick all, you see I have 1.5 trillion green souls now. So now I can just click if I had liquid, but I don't. So now I have to leave the map. It's going to turn into atoms. Big sad, but I am also candy clicking or using candies right now. So that soul charge is going to come back. But yeah, definitely very easy for you to do now that you have Dragon Warrior statue unlocked. It's going to be very, very easy for you to get that bubble up from 300 into the thousands of levels to help you get a little bit more damage. So, that's another damage source you can upgrade. It's not going to be that big for you, to be completely honest, but it is something to help scale damage just a little bit. You're probably going to get maybe 1 or 2% out of this. It's not going to be that significant, but you are going to get more out of Quick Slap. You're going to get more out of Big Meaty Claws and more out of Name I Guess. These bubbles are going to help really scale and help push damage into the moon for you. These are really, really good, especially Quick Slap now that you have Dragon Warrior statue, because this scales off of movement speed. Dragon Warrior statue scales statue bonus, which helps scale the speed statue, which gives you more move speed. And if you're on your archer class specifically, it's going to scale that move speed even higher because they are more specific to move speed. So fun fact for you there. So all that to say, start scaling damage through those base stat bubbles, the base damage, base stat stamps, the base damage bubbles, and that's going to help push you into higher multi-kill tiers on the ancient golems to help you get more multi-kill per tier, to help you get more Dragon Warrior statues. So I think drop rate wise, I think you're fine. I think you're able, and you are definitely in that position to farm this to 200. Maybe consider getting more damage so you can get more multi-kill tiers to help you grind up into the 200 next threshold. Apart from that, what I'm going to say here? I talk about this in just about everyone's account reviews recently. Owl. I think you're obviously past the Gambit Cavern, so you should have a lot of upgrades for not resources from caverns. It is gains from clickers. Because you have this, it should be really easy to get feathers, it's feathers to get this upgraded. In fact, you even have the feathers to upgrade for the next mega feather reset, so you can get +1 mega feather here. But if you want more drop rate, this is again a very small source of drop rate, but it is a source. And because you have duck, the 46% that you see here is not 46%. It's 1.3 times 46. So it's actually 60% drop rate or so. So this 46% is just multiplied by the other sources you have. So Arc Lord of the Pirates, if you have the Island Pack, if you have Duck, all of those start multiplying your drop rate. So this 46% is probably nearing 1 or 2x whole drop rate that you're actually getting. So upping your Mega Feathers, upping your bonuses of Orion, all this is going to help incrementally increase your drop rate. Us endgamers, we don't get to 100, 110, 130x drop rate by neglecting these small bonuses. We're stacking up every single source that we possibly can to help push that further. So do some Mega Feather if you're looking for more drop rate. This is a fantastic, very easy way to get drop rate, because remember, the idle mechanics are not really time consuming. They seem like they take a lot of time, but it's literally just go to the map, spend 5 seconds, especially nowadays, that you can just click and hold the resources, which I guess, by the way, I can show this as well. Not a lot of people tend to know this, but you can actually just click and hold on the mega feathers or the feather upgrades to just upgrade them. I don't have a lot of feathers I can do to show that here, but I'm okay resetting my fisheroo maybe. I kind of don't want to. Okay, hold on. We'll do this. So you see I'm just like clicking and holding. It's like, okay, and then boom, and all of it spent. It's just pure seconds. It spends those resources. So just click, hold, drag upon the resources you want. You'll spend the resources, upgrade them. It's incredibly fast. It is really, really easy for you to spend those clicker resources now, thanks to the updates Lava did in the past. Is there really any reason why I had to get that many fish? That's upsetting. But yeah, definitely spend some time on clickers. Do at least like a session every single day, every other day. You'll get further than you are right now to help you get more drop rate. And again, for fisheroo, getting more AFK gain rate, which is just generally pretty good and helps you with your account everywhere. I guess in terms of damage on DK, fantastic way to scale damage. More refinery ranks scale your DK's damage, so make sure you upgrade your refinery. This will help you push more hound layers in the den, in the hole. You also get more damage here, so again, if you're pushing more multi-kill per tier, here you go. These prints are pretty tiny. I think like I said in another review, around 100 billion print is kind of like relatively easy. It just takes a lot of time and effort into your bravery in the hole. This helps scale mining efficiency incredibly hard. So I would probably put more emphasis and time on mining efficiency here. I would definitely get to 10k hours on bravery as soon as you can for the 10 rethrows. Those 10 rethrows give you a lot of damage, and justice getting to 24k is really, really important to help you push higher waves. And here I would honestly really focus on classy XP. I would really focus on summoning essence gain, justice bonus multi, AFK gain, lamp wishes, all that stuff are really, really good. But classy XP linearly scales. It really outcompetes with grind time kind of later in the game. So if you are looking for sources of classy XP to help level up your new master class, which you're probably going to have soon, justice is a great way to get classy XP. Yeah, wave 9 and above is how you get wisdom bonus multi. So if you're looking to push the wisdom monument even further, I would definitely try to get more study levels into the wisdom here, so you can get more insta matches to help you. More attempts at wisdom. Yep. How many opals do you have? 256. It's a decent amount of opals. This isn't maxed. This isn't maxed. You want some more damage? Here's some more damage. Oh, you want more liquid? Here's some more liquid. I see you're on the EXP grind. Okay. Well, I did briefly mention this, but if you want more drop rate, you're gonna have to obviously level up your skills, level up your worship a little bit, and equip those skulls. Those are going to give you a little bit more drop rate. I think genuinely the fastest way for you to level up worship right now for you is going to be taking your Beastmaster and trying to push a higher wave of Clash of Cans. This gives the most EXP per charge, and this is the most EXP you can get out of worship. So push this up higher to get more EXP out of it. The higher waves you are, the more EXP you'll get out of worship. So you can level up worship on your characters to be able to equip that God Shard skull. And those God Shard resources to be able to equip those tools are much easier to get nowadays. I honestly, if you're at this stage of the end game, I'm kind of surprised you don't have God Shard everything on every character. I would highly recommend trying to do that. It's relatively easy to do, and it honestly takes very minimal effort. Just takes a little bit of time for you to do and devote. And if you're honestly looking to candy right now, take some time away from that and go get some tools on your characters. Okay. All right. You already know what I'm going to say here. When I say every single meal is able to be ladled, I mean every single meal. Every single meal you can ladle here. There's not a single meal here that that would make me say you don't have to spend time on this. You're missing a ton of skill efficiency here. You're missing some attack speed, which is going to be good for the new master class, I assume. If there's some grimoire style mechanic, attack speed was really good for Deathbringer. It might be really good for Beastmaster or whatever master class it comes out with. Yeah, you should have cooking around like 2 days ago. Yeah, no, you still need you still have a lot of ladles to use and and go through your cooking menu. Use a lot of ladles. Because remember, if you were far behind, if you like neglected cooking for a little bit and you recently did ladles, you might be neglecting or forgetting to you may have forgotten that blood marrow is one of the biggest scalers of cooking speed. So if you forgot about cooking and came back after like a few months, you may have gotten like 20 meal levels every single ladle that you did. And what do those 20 meal levels do? It gives you more cooking speed. So if you leveled up every single meal like another 10, 20 levels, then that 10, 20 levels of every single meal that you have here equates to like hundreds to thousands of levels of cooking, which means that the blood marrow talent from V-Man gets scaled even higher. So go through these meals one by one, use a stack of like 10, 50, 100 ladles even, and upgrade it in the ribbon menu, and then go to the next meal and use 100 ladles and upgrade in the menu, and then go back to, and your cooking speed is just going to skyrocket from there. Because like I mentioned, as is frequently mentioned, the blood marrow talent is one of the biggest sources of meal cooking speed. So let's pull up a calculator, 2 different calculators. I don't know what your actual meal level is. Actually, Tome actually would show me. Meal. So you have 6,433. So 1.0121. This is the percent. So 1% is 0.01. So 1.0121, since it's 1 plus 0.0121. And then to the power of whatever meal you have, however many meal levels you have. 6433, right? So that's 4 times 10 to the E30, 4 times 10 to the 33. That's how much multiplied meal cooking speed you're getting from blood marrow. If you were to get another 100 meal levels, which I think is pretty realistic for you right now, that is going to go another magnitude higher. So it's 1 to the power of 34, or 1 times 10 to the power of 34. And instead, if you were to get 1.0121 to the power of 6633, not quite as good. Another 3x that. So yeah, your meal cooking speed, as you use more ladles and get higher ranks or higher levels of plates, you're going to get even more meal cooking speed. So be cognizant of that when you do ladle. You're going to find it's very recursive. You're going to look at your toolbox, use like 100 ladles, and then need to go back and use another 100 ladles because they're in the single double digits or something like that. Anyways, Jedford, thanks for the raid, man. I have notifications turned off because I was getting spammed with text to speech. Anyways, moving on. Thanks for the raid. Thanks for the raid. How was stream? How was your late evening stream and drinking stream? Was it good? We'll move on with the review. Okay, I see 15, I see a 16, 16, ooh, just barely 15, 14. All right, Intel, you played your alt, it was painful. I did ask you guys to spam TTS, yes. So, Intel, you know exactly what I'm going to say here. You know exactly what I'm going to say here, pal. 127, 121, 133, 101, 98, 127, 100, 130, 101, 134. So I remember I did see you had a 2500 level of Big P. So this is one of the ways to scale Minor Link Bonus of the Gods. The other way is actually pushing Divinity level. So you've scaled this one way, you need to go do the other thing. So Divinity EXP, nowadays, because you have Dragon Warrior statue, is less painful, because remember, the Dragon Warrior statue scales Divinity EXP. So right here, you're getting 3000% Divinity EXP here from this statue alone. And this already accounts for Dragon Warrior statues, so there's no further multiplication. And this also accounts for Voodoo statification, which is already in there and everything. You can also equip the Divinity shoes. If you ever see me playing in Idleon, you almost always see me with these Divinity shoes on. The reason being is because this adds Divinity EXP. How much Divinity EXP? I go from 6670 to 6650. I lose 20x Divinity EXP, which is a decently significant enough number for me to put it on, because it is always worth for me to scale minor link bonus on my characters because of Arctis, because of Permeep, because of inserts thing here, because of Goat God. Goat God gives you AFK gain. So because you have Doot, which I saw all of your characters were linked to every god, there is not a reason for you to not. Is that double negative? There is a reason for you to scale. Yeah, there is a reason for you to spend time on Divinity and start scaling these minor link bonuses. So if you want more talent levels for your character, for like Bubo, hitting 400 Bubo, you need to push Divinity. You need to hit like level 191 Divinity across all of your characters, or Bubo specifically if you're trying to get 400 Tentacle, to try to push into 400 Tentacle. So you need plus 18, which is basically 17 point something rounded up. So you need that in order to get the minimum talent levels from Arctis. So you need level 191 Divinity, level 6000 Big P or something, or 4000 Big P, whatever. You can check Scully's auto reviewer for the exact breakpoints. It's a little bit off from my experience, but you can look for that for general kind of breakpoint advice. But what I advise is around 191 Divinity and 4000 Big P or so, maybe 6000 Big P, to help you level that up. So if you're looking for those plus 18 from Arctis, that's how you do that. That's roughly the breakpoint you need. But that being said, some of your characters are really lagging behind the Divinity grind. I think 15 on minimum talent levels is like very easy to do. If you are at this point in the end game, if you have 161 in Dragon Warrior, if you have that high level of Divinity statue, the Divinity grind should be relatively easy for you. Okay, so if you want more drop rate, this is also a great source of drop rate. You can probably eke out like another, I would probably say 20 or 30% drop rate from finding more crops. So what do you need to be doing? What I did kind of this early on is, number one, Wisdom Monument. Wisdom Monument gives you farming crop evo chance. So whenever you are selecting the rewards, obviously a wisdom bonus multi is pretty important. Farming exp chance, farming evo chance is what I did and what I recommend. And also, don't forget that there is a star sign for farming crop evo. It's really significant, especially with how high farming level we have now. I mean, I'm almost level 500 in farming, so this is giving me 1500% crop evo or so. So this, yeah, make sure to double this, and that 1500% gets scaled by that, so it's 3000%, and then that gets scaled by the amount of summoning levels I have, so 1.1 to the power 6 times that times the 2x times the base number. It's pretty significant. It's a really significant amount of crop evo chance. So don't forget to do that when you are collecting crops to help you push to higher crop levels. When you are doing bean resets, always try and level up evolution GMO. You have billions. You're in the trillion bean trade. Is that real? Thousand million. Oh, you're a billion. Never mind. LOL. Imagine the trillions. That'd be funny. Yeah. So Evo GMO, definitely getting that up. It would help you a ton. Way too smart. The other thing I would do is, so Another thing that helps with farming to make it a little bit faster is hitting the less than 1 second breakstone, or break points for glassy crops, because it makes growing it very fast. So spending some time on night market in speed GMO, trying to up that, get a lot of this, and also upping nutritious soil to get you more growth speed. Hitting that less than 1 second growth time really helps speed up farming, because you can hit more overgrowth cycles every minute, obviously. Yeah, every single level you pump into nutritious soil, every single level you pump into speed GMO is going to be very, very significant for farming and trying to progress it. But definitely a combination of evolution GMO and speed GMO are going to help you a ton in hitting that breakpoint and obviously progressing more crops. So I would probably spend your beans in like a 4-to-1 ratio of Evo to speed GMO. OG fertilizer is always also a good one to do, because this multiplies the growth, overgrowth chances that you have, and overgrowth is kind of how you get beans in the late game. So maybe do like a 4-1-2 split here. So every 4 upgrades of Evo G, actually, no, honestly, I would probably do like 4-1-8. So doing 4 into Evo GMO, 1 into speed GMO, and 8 into OG fertilizer, just because OG fertilizer costs so little right now. Once this becomes equal in cost, I would maybe do a 4-1-1 split. That's kind of what I do for my magic bean spending. So 4 upgrades of Evo, 1 upgrade of speed, 1 upgrade of OG. But right now, to catch up, do like a 4-1-8. So 4 upgrades, 1 upgrade, 8 upgrades here. And just as personal preference, I would up value GMO. The only thing so value multiplier has a cap of 10,000 times, and you can see that in game by looking at your skill info. So if you look at your skill info, you see the crop value multis at 10,000%. This doesn't account for product doubler. So realistically, if me personally, I'm at 2500x, I cap out because my product doubler is at 400%, or like a 4x chance for crops to be worth 2x when collected. So I cap out at 2500x. So I only need to get my X amount of crops up to 2500x, and I'll be like capped out on value multi. The way crop value multi is very weird. I did have a review a while ago. I want to say it was Birdie's account. No, it was Boss Regalia's account. At the end, I went over land rank distribution, and I talked a little bit there about what affects crop value multi. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that maybe upgrade value GMO a little bit, because the more percent it has here, the less crops you need to hit that 10,000x cap. So you can hit it earlier when you do a bean reset, as opposed to potentially being a little bit inefficient when you do collect those crops. So I would maybe up this like 2%. For me, that's safe, and I move on. That's really, really good one. So you're in mastery 2, like at the bare minimum. So getting to mastery 3 is your next like big thing. I would recommend trying to get better gloves. I wouldn't try to farm the brown or silver gloves. I would go for gold gloves. They give you a higher base rate no matter like what level you're at, and they just give you a better base action speed. So farming those gold gloves, number one thing. So get 10. Get 10 across every single character, right? It's not really needed on your mules, so you could make the argument you don't really want it on your mules. That's completely fine. But to help your characters progress sneaking, you shouldn't really be focusing on pushing doors. You should really focus on action speed to lower the amount of time it takes for you to either do some action. So get golden gloves across your characters, because your speed is really important. So speaking of which, I gotta collect. So these gold gloves will give you more action speed. Right now, I have obviously a really high glove. It's giving me 91% action speed. Obviously, the combination of the level and it being a gold glove is what's giving it a lot of speed. This level 1 glove is giving you 18% on silver, and this level 9 glove is giving you 19% on bronze. So getting even a very low roll on a gold glove is probably going to be very close to or near competing with the silver gloves for you. So I would recommend going to mastery 1, equipping however much gear you need to be at 0% detection to try to farm those gloves. If you can put meteorites in your characters while you're farming them, perfect. Do that as well. The next thing you should do, once you have 10 gloves just in your inventory on your that you're able to put on your characters, my next recommendation is probably doing some gemstone farming. If you're having trouble breaking through each door, what you need to do is do a little bit of gemstone farming. So that means upgrading Starlight. Starlight would help you push into higher floors because it helps increase your nunchuck damage because of this. That's wrong. Have to go in game because Toolbox is bugging. But this will increase nunchuck damage by a lot. The reason this is 1.7k is because of Starlight and because of the other charms that I have here. This gives a ton of damage to help you break through the door. So being able to farm Starlight, giving you that gold charm bonus is going to be really, really impactful. The next thing, obviously stealth. The lower detection rate you have, the easier time you'll have breaking down the door. The Garnet, getting this to at least 5k or 10k even to help you break down doors is going to help a ton. The other thing you can do is also the bubble here. Hinge Buster, getting this to a high enough level is going to give you a decent amount of damage to the doors to help you break it down. Obviously, Mahjong Booster for more door damage and tie rate. And obviously, trying to get a higher level of nunchuck, that's going to help as well. Also, because you're relatively early in sneaking, when you're doing wisdom, collecting like 1 or 2 upgrades of Jade coin gain might help you. It might help you push over the breakpoint of being able to buy another upgrade of, for example, Gemstone Pilfer to help you get higher level gemstones so you can get, more out of it. Charm Collector to help you get higher level gold charms, or Glove Engineer to get higher level gloves. Nunchuck Grip to help you get you higher level of nunchucks. Mastery Loot to help you get higher levels of everything. Door damage on tie rate, all that stuff is really, really useful for you. Also, more stealth to help you reach 0% detection. All that, really, really good. That being said, if you're struggling in detection rate, another thing you can do is upgrade farming. Fun fact, farming helps increase sneaking rate because of the land rank bonus. So the more levels of farming that you have, the more stealth percent you have. So if you push more glassy crops, there's something you can do. So what I do is I will overnight let my crops OG. I haven't checked this in actual week and like days. So what I do when I do collect farming is I come over here with a star sign doubler. I equip this for farming EXP, and then I will collect all. Right now I'm at 487. I might level up, I might not, just simply because I'm pretty far into glassy. I might, but that star sign would help a ton. So click on that. There you go. 3 levels of farming. And what does that do for me? That gives me 123% extra sneaking percent. That's 3 levels. Just 3. That's it. So yeah. Worth your time to do farming. Not just obviously to help you get more drop rate, but also to help push sneaking percent. If you do some more Deathbringer grinding, there is an upgrade for obviously for the land rank bonuses that'll help you get more sneaking there as well. If you're keen on using a bunch of your candies, you have 16,000, probably not worth your time right now, but since the shrine ballot bonus is happening right now, you may want to consider using it on the nothing hour on Nothing Island, just because you can get the sneaking percent. You don't have enough candy for that right now if you haven't pushed the ballot before, so not worth your time, honestly, worth candy wise, but that is another percent of sneaking you can get, sneaking percent per farming level or per sneaking level that you have. So it's a good scaler. I think it's almost required to get to mastery 4 nowadays, but you're not even mastery 3, so that's way out of your realm of requirements or necessariness, whatever. Wow, what's the last time you did a portal speedrun for V-Man? You at least have Equinox symbols. Do remember to use your charge. You're missing 7 talent levels here through Equinox symbols, so make sure to upgrade them. You're missing a Eclipse Skull here for some damage. You're missing Eclipse Skulls here for some damage. Oh, they have a breedability tab now. Cool. Getting level 80 breeding. So because it's pretty high certainty, in my opinion, that the next master class is going to be Beastmaster. At least in my opinion, it's almost certain. There's no like confirmation that it is. I would highly recommend trying to get to 80 breeding as soon as you can, because if you're going to be spending time progressing the new master class, because it's going to have some grimoire style mechanic, or at least has been indicated by lava, you're going to be spending a lot of active time killing mobs, and what that does is helps level up your shiny pets. So by getting all sources of shiny pet rate as you can right now before it helps you prep for the new master class, because more shiny pet levels you have, it just generally helps your account, so you may as well do that right now. So getting to level 80 breeding sounds tedious. It's not that tedious anymore because of tome, because of the new eggs, because of the actual exp multipliers you get. Level 80 breeding is way easier now than it was before. So getting to level 80 breeding allows you to get to Grand Marshal Shiny Town, spending a lot more gray DNA, and leveling this up even like 10-20 levels gets you more shiny pet level up rate, which is going to help when that new master class rolls out, get you a lot more shiny pet levels to help you with your account. So that'll give you more multi-kill, that'll give you more drop rate, that'll give you more base stats on your characters, more base critters to help you with exp on trapping. Also, speaking of trapping, since you're kind of trying to push trapping levels on your character, base critters is incredibly important. So getting more crops, number one, will help you get more base critters. Doing more shiny pet farming will help you get more base critters. All of that will help multiply the amount of exp that you're getting here. So you may want to consider retrapping, going on V-Man, equipping as much exp gear as you can, and doing the retrap to help your characters level up in nature traps even faster. But I don't know when the last time is you did a retrap, but you may want to consider retrapping depending how long it's been, because if it's been months, you probably can like 10x your exp here. That's probably over dramatic. Maybe 3 or 4x your exp is probably more realistic. Okay, I guess last thing I want to touch on is Slab. I see a lot, and I mean a lot of stuff here you can get done through Slab. So I guess the only bonuses that are really consequential for you here are total damage, Jade gain, and essence gain. Those ones are pretty important, and it's really impactful. So because, I mean, they are small percentages, so by all means, it's not the biggest upgrade, but these are also like the easiest things for you to get right now. Like you have a lot of crafted materials you can get, bandage wraps, uninflated gloves, molten core knucklers, crackled skull destroyer, the jar, acorn topper, nugget cake fedora, the honker hat, not honker hat, I think honker hat, maybe. You have evergreen wraps, Damascus Place, member hoodie, fur shirt, blue tea, purple tea, green tea. You have a bunch of dungeon stuff. You have a bunch of opals from alchemy shop, from opal farming. You have a ton of tokens you can get from NPCs from easy quest lines. You have again more crafted materials, some trophies. If you go take your V-Man, talk to the Slab guy, some of this stuff should just appear. Like should just complete and be done. You'll be able to get it. Buy this in the town, change zone, you'll collect it. There's a lot of stuff here that I see that you can absolutely 100% get done with Slab like right now, and you should just do it because you're missing like I said, damage, jade gain, essence gain, all this stuff. Okay, beanstalk. Some of the stuff you just need to turn in, like the golden ham, for example, just putting it on the beanstalk. I don't know if you're near or have already gotten the achievement, but there is an achievement to get you a little bit more gold food effect. I think it's by getting 14 unique things or 14 different things on the beanstalk. You should do that so you get a little bit more gold food effect. And gold food effect will help you with shrine level up rate, will help you with damage, will help you with coin percent, skill exp, AFK gain, drop rate, all stats, sailing gain, defense, HP, accuracy, mining efficiency, fishing efficiency. There's a lot here that gold food does. So every little bit of gold food effect that you get is going to help you with your account. Oh, wow. Okay. Perfect. Okay, I'd like to see this. So when you're done with your shrines, when you're done with leveling them up, what I would recommend do is switch over to upgrading things like Trapper Drum, Talent Library Book, Atom Collider. These ones are obviously very fast for you to upgrade, and like I mentioned in most of the recent videos, most of the recent reviews that we talk about, every single level of a building that you get will help you get more build rate and also more refinery speed. And we talked about earlier in the video, in this video, we talked about refinery speed, or the refinery cycles, and the higher levels of refinery getting you more damage is really important. So, you know, these are some easy levels for you to do. Once you transition away from shrines, you should consider doing that. Maybe even consider swapping off some of the harder to get shrines, like this Woodula shrine at 178. Maybe swap out of that and get some more Atom Collider, because the more building levels you have, the more build rate you'll get. Okay, and I guess last thing I want to talk about is just cooking. So I'll end the review just after this, but cooking is definitely something you want to get up to level 1000. Getting it to 1000 is going to help you get more printer output, more skill EXP. Skill levels are really important for helping you scale bravery sword damage, which is going to help you get more mining efficiency, more villager EXP, more gaming bit gain, just generally whatever you need. Cooking level 1000 is relatively easy now compared to what it was before, because of the vault. The vault upgrades give you a ton of cooking EXP, and balloons are impacted by that, is what I'm trying to say. So if you have a lot of balloons, I would definitely try to use them, simply because they give you a lot of EXP to help you push that. And yeah, you have almost 12,000% cooking speed. You can definitely get those levels up in cooking. All right, we'll stop there. A lot for you to work on. A little bit here, a little bit of that, but definitely Divinity grinding is number one, top of mind. Getting more damage on your characters, pushing refinery ranks, more base critter scaling across your account, doing more crops. Leveling up farming to help you level up sneaking, doing more gold charm farming, trying to get some gloves in sneaking to help you get more action rate, to help you push and get more gemstones and stuff is going to be really important for you. So I wish you the best of luck, Intel. Thank you for the account. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye. Hey there guys, it's Bane here. I just wanted to say deeply thank you to everyone who does support me over on YouTube and or Twitch. It really does help motivate me to continue making more videos. If you would like to become a channel member just starting at $1 a month, please check the description below. Have a great day.